This is Jonesy TV coming at you a review for Arrow Season 4, Episode 4, uh, which is Beyond Resurrection. This episode had some fantastic drama in it between, that really stand out was Stephen Amell and Paul Blackthorne as Oliver Queen and as Quentin Lance. In this episode, Oliver finally figures out that Quentin has been working for Damien Dark, and that was after Oliver said he wanted to be he's always wanted to prove to Quentin that he, you know, was a, you know, he always wanted to be a man as good as him, and always prove that to him. And so terrific performance. I remember watching the scene between them and like almost actually crying. And it was like one of the only times I've actually almost cried during Arrow, because Arrow in the past, there's so much cheese in the scenes. It's not even compelling, the drama at all. But really, this was really compelling between them. The whole Oliver Felicity stuff's garbage. The performance between Amell and Blackthorne were just made this episode, set it apart from the rest of the season. The action sequences were great. Of the whole team fighting against the group of cops who had gone rogue because the city had fallen apart. They were pretty sweet. Their special abilities were sweet. Of course, Laurel's cringe as always. In the beginning of the she gets better towards the middle of the season, which we'll discuss in our later reviews. But that's sort of annoying. I will say Oliver's speech at the end of the episode was fantastic. Not only that, I really appreciated the flashbacks are pretty cool because the guy playing Conklin is a great actor. I remember him from Sanctuary and from Continuum, so I'll have to figure out who the actor is before the next review. But he's a fantastic actor, and I think he was also in the new Warcraft movie, which I heard was fun, even though it wasn't for everybody. But despite the fact, he's a great actor, and so he's a nice addition to the flashback scenes. Especially, he was one of the reasons why the flashback scenes were better in the first part of the season, because of course he goes away in the second half. There's a story behind that. We'll get to that in one of the future reviews. But really, the flashbacks are solid at this point in Arrow season 4. The fighting was great in this episode. Uh, you know, the contrast between the darkness in the past and the optimism now is pretty clear and pretty awesome. Damien Dark's amazing as always, and the resurrected Laurel or Sarah Lance, the scenes where Quentin figured out his daughter was alive and broke into tears before he shot her, were insane. And really, this episode is fantastic. The next episode has to be one of my favorite episodes of Arrow ever, because John Constantine, and like a lot of people didn't like the whole Sarah storyline because it sort of seemed shoehorned in. But at the same time, I feel that. But at the same time, I'm such a big Constantine fan that the next episode makes all of that worth it. And also, I think the whole scene with Sarah and Quentin and the different things that are going on actually saved that plot line. That plot line actually became a cool part of, it felt organic. It didn't feel forced, like when Laurel was like, oh, I need to bring my sister back to life. That just seems stupid. So I'm actually going to give this episode a 9.5. This episode was fantastic. It didn't introduce much of anything new. It just dug deeper into the storylines it already had. Arrow tends to get over its head, especially in the later seasons. Season 3 did that a lot. Season 3 did that a ton. Arrow would just throw so much at you, and you can only get so much. And the drama in this episode actually seems okay. It didn't seem terrible. Like Arrow sometimes it gets so cringe with the drama. Like, you look forward to the action sequences, but then whenever everybody's talking, you're just like, why am I watching this show? So this episode really didn't have that. Of course, Oliver got his new office, which used to be what's his name? Let's see here. Which used to be Sebastian Blood from season 2, the mayor who's working with, or the guy who's running for mayor who's working with Slade Wilson. And so it's cool to see that in the new Arrow Cave. It's pretty awesome. And so I really, really like this episode. I'd give Arrow Beyond Redemption a 9.5. It's definitely one of the standout episodes of season 4. Just overall fantastic.